Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I am Moonshine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Holy moly. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Take what resonates and leave the rest. It's a general message. It won't resonate with everybody. But sometimes it does. Ooh, should I put fancy lipstick on? Yeah. Fancy lipstick. Oh, I went to this bar the other day, and there's this big hibiscus flower outside, so I took a bulb. Tell me how I didn't basically fall out of my chair, spill both of my sister and my drinks, which were 2 mimosas that were filled to the top, because a bird landed beside me and told me it was okay that I took this dead bulb. Yeah, so I spilled my fucking drink all over the ground. This lady made the strongest mimosa I've ever had in my life. I couldn't even drink a quarter of it. I was drunk. And then I continued to be drunk for about half of the day off 1 drink. And I meant to ask her, like, what proof is that champagne? Because, like, oh my good God, I lost some of the day yesterday because I was like, I wasn't expecting that drink. Woo! All right. So that's why you all wondered why you didn't see me yesterday. And then I would like go to smoke weed, and then like the champagne would come back and be like, oh my God, I'm on the roller coaster again. Woo! Up and down. One, not even a drink. Like, not even a drink. It was like half a drink. I'm such a lightweight. For all you lightweight people out there that never drink. Welcome to the life of hilariousness when you drink now, because you don't drink at all. It's so much funnier than when you used to. Okay, let's channel now. I'm kind of a little bit tired and I'm really high, so I'm going to see what comes up for the reading because I really want to do this, but I'm fucking tired. Look at the heart. Oh, this is why I do it. That's what I just heard. This is how we do it. But Bagul. Wasn't expecting to get a demon right after the heart. And then the I? Okay, Montel, you need to go away. Man, you know what? I bet you some places it is Friday night, though. I'm singing that Montel Williams. What the fuck is his name? Okay. There's a 90s like message coming in here right now. I don't know why. Maybe the prime of your life was in the 90s. I feel like mine was. Anyways. Okay. Somebody... Okay. You know that whole thing, like you find people to bond with through like trauma. It's like trauma bonding. I think that's what they would call it, something like that. But then that trauma bonding leads to something else. Okay, I gotta get this wax off my table. I was burning these candles last night. I got this fucking wax everywhere. Man, it was kind of awesome then, but it's pissing me off now. Okay, so trauma bond. I'm like, and like I can't lay the cards out with this stupid wax here. Okay. It's like somebody wants to distract me from this goddamn message. As per usual. Like, I can't even get it off. It's not even really letting me pick it off. You know how easy wax is to pick off? Like, why isn't this easy? Like, I don't understand. Why it has to be... Like, and now it's all over my fucking fingers. Like, come on. Really? It's your fucking wax. You're supposed to be so much easier than this. Like, this always is going to have a message in it with the reading. Guaranteed. Okay? So, wax should usually be easy to pick off. Why is this not easy to pick off? And it fucking stained everything. Okay, so maybe that's why Bagul's here. So, somebody's childhood. Okay. I think that's where we're taking this. Somebody's childhood. It's like childhood bonding, maybe. Or... You know, I never like to just dismiss AA and shit, okay? Because I do feel like a lot of people, can you tell I tattoo at my desk? Who doesn't have just a whole roll of toilet paper or fucking paper towel right beside them? Okay, so it's almost like maybe you started going to trauma sessions, okay, or something like that. And you meet somebody. And it's kind of nice because, I don't know, maybe you always like date people that you would do other things with, like drink with and party with. But you meet this other person doing something that's like way more healing, right? Because you're talking about your trauma. Like you have to talk about it in order to figure out where your triggers are. And then you have to identify your triggers so then they don't control you anymore. But all of that is a part of obviously ripping up something that you didn't want to have to rip up. So I think this whole like wax on my table thing is a whole analogy of maybe something dripped all over where you work. Okay. And you thought, well, you know, I'll just work around it because I can just work around it. It doesn't look difficult. Okay, it's not that it's difficult, but yo, it's annoying as fuck. Okay, so it's not that something is going to be difficult, but it's going to be fucking annoying. Do you want to work with something annoying? Like, no, I wouldn't want to. Okay, I wouldn't want to. Like, now I got to clean my fucking hands. And like everything smells like black cherry now. And it's just like, ugh. Okay, and I really thought that I could just do a fucking reading with the wax on my table. Because why wouldn't I just think I could do a goddamn reading with wax on the table? It doesn't bother, the shit like that doesn't bother me. But it's like, the cards aren't leveling out. Which means, like, analogy-wise would be, if my cards aren't laying out properly on the table, then that means I can't read them properly on the table. Which means I'm going to start getting agitated. If I start to get agitated, then it means I can't do the reading properly. And if I can't do the reading properly, then something is interfering with me, which is a trigger. Okay. So that's why it's like, man, trauma bonding is not the worst thing in the world because, like, I mean, okay, I hate to call it trauma bonding, but I feel like it is a bond over something that you went through. Okay, something that you went through, something that neither one of you really wanted to get the invitation to. You know, like, okay, like I could have done without that in my life. But you had to maybe go through it. Okay, for one, because there's people around you that you would have been, you know, reincarnated with, okay, that you would have had to do like serious mission with. Okay. And these people, you know, we all just inhabit, we have to take up these bodies in order to do what we have to do with mission. And then we get given people as karma, okay, who say, yeah, I'll take care of kids. I love kids, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then we have to relive a lot of karma with these people to actually like really do the whole, are you going to walk the walk and talk the, you're going to like totally fucking flop out. And then majority who are here listening to this shit, it's because your parent copped out on you. Okay, one of your parents copped out on you. And it's never just one. Okay, it's always ends up being both of them in some retrospect, whether it's still going on today or it was back in the day. Never do you usually have one bad parent without having another awful parent with that. Even if that rotten parent, okay, was the, you know, punching bag to the really bad parent, watching a parent get punched in the face is not a good lesson to raise a kid on. So by mom saying, oh, I can handle it. I pissed dad off and I didn't mean to get dad angry and it's all my fault and blah, blah, blah. By mom turning into an enabler, okay, it then turns in, her kids end up turning into enablers. Okay, everybody around starts turning into monsters because mom enables monsters to coexist in her house. Okay, and then she says, well, it's dad. What are we supposed to do? Live without dad? Like, that's going to be too hard. Well, why did you choose to have kids? Because if that man had died, you'd be doing it alone. So what's the difference? He's either going to kill you or your kids are going to be so fucked up with watching what he did. Someone's going to end up in jail. Someone's going to die. Okay, lives are going to be at stake. And what? Because mom couldn't fucking stand up for herself? That's not mom being a good person. That's being a punching bag is not being a good person. That's being passive. What does passive get us? Absolutely fucking nowhere. Okay, it gets us in fake relationships. Okay, for some reason we have emotional as fuck on the bottom of the deck, but it's in reverse. Which makes me think that this person was like, they could have used emotion to control people in a sense. Okay, and there's the Chariot. It's like they expected to move things with their emotions, okay, which narcissists end up doing that. Okay, it's a really slow move sometimes to do from these people, but at the same time, if a narcissist really knows what they're doing, yeah, whoever this is under your roof, okay, and you definitely got an invitation to something, and then while dealing with this person, they were so overly emotional, and it's like, you can't even let somebody be the victim. Like, you have to cry right now. Like, you can't, like, oh, and it's infuriating when you watch fake people, because the actual people who deserve to be crying, that should be crying, okay, can't cry because the ones who are lying are crying, and both can't cry. The evil and the good can't cry because the evil's already crying, which makes the good just kind of like walk away. What up, Wolfgang? Guten Tag. Hey, look, I'm even going to take a sip of my coffee. Cheers, motherfucker. Okay, so I don't know if because now I'm also kind of getting the town. You know, when Ben Affleck can't sleep at night, so he goes to the AA meetings in the middle of the night. And that's where he meet that guy that tells that story about the Eskimo showing up and saving his life. And he goes, well, God didn't show up. An Eskimo showed up. And who do you think the Eskimo is? God, you moron. It's so irritating listening to that story. If you haven't seen The Town before, fucking watch it. It's an awesome movie. But if you have seen it, then honestly, that point really fucking bothers me, because the way that he says it, he's still kind of arrogant. But then he says, I think he does recognize that God was, oh, wait, that's my, okay, I think the whole thing was actually an analogy. Okay, because really it was about his wife finding him and saving his life, about the woman finding him and saving his life. It actually had nothing to do with the Eskimo, but I think he tells the story as the analogy of a man is dying and he's asking God to help him, and God sends him help. That's the thing. You want to ask for help, you will get your help. Okay, which is why I say, like, if you're part of these reads, of these live readings, okay, if you need help, like, I will answer your questions. Like, Spirit will make me answer your questions. It's why we do this. And that's why it's like, you know, it kind of sucks with some of those other readers that really, you know, kind of get like, you know, really big on here, because there are readings that you can feel like are so close to you, have like 7, 10, 15,000, you know, views. And you're like, well, how can that one be about me if 15,000 people watched it? It's kind of nice with me as a smaller channel, because you can say that basically, if the analogy is correct and if it resonates, then you can say that that message was most likely for you if you do watch these lives, because they're not for, you know, 5, 10, you know, 15,000 different people. They're for like 100, right? And that's like, they're starting to get a little bit bigger. Most of the lives started with maybe only getting like 20. Okay. And I felt like those 20 that would show up, they definitely got something out of every reading that I did. And now we've passed 50, so now we're going into the hundreds now on these lives a lot of times. So I know that the messages are getting more broader, the analogies are getting more broader, so people can either relate to it more once they find me. Because that's the thing, is like, when you need help, you'll get given your teachers along the way, but you have to ask for them, and then you have to listen to what they say, because we're not getting anything out of teaching you. We want you to learn what you need to learn. Right? It's not an ego trip to us. It's not, oh yeah, okay, sit down, child, let me teach you. It's, what do you want to know? Because whatever it is you want to know, I'll tell you. Like, I got mysteries all up in me with answers, and I know that the mysteries are the things that bring people to me. Okay, because it's those same mysteries I had to have answered for so long. Okay, so when you're dealing with something, okay, you will find your people that will help you deal with it. And if you ask God straight up to help you, this is him helping you. This is him sending you help. Okay, so you either take it if you want it or you don't. You know, then you leave it for somebody else. It's all good. This is the way tarot works. It doesn't have to necessarily be for one person. Or, you know, if you want to pass on that grass, and fucking pass on it. It's all good. Somebody else will absorb the message. Right? But somebody's got major pain in their childhood. That's why Bagul is here. Okay, there's Satan. So Satan and Santa, you know, giving, taking. Oh, here you go. Oh, no, wait, I'm going to take it away again. Now I'm kidding. You know what? I love that analogy of 8 Mile, when it's Eminem's birthday and his mom gives him a fucking car and it doesn't even start. And he's like, that's where he makes up the song, the famous song, there's a brand new car, you can have it. And it's so funny because his trashy fucking mother would just hand him a keys to a car that didn't work. And he's got to try to figure out how to fucking start it. And he's already late for work. Okay. So it's like, there's the 2 of Cups in reverse. Okay. With the Scarecrow. Okay. There's Signs. And then the old switcheroo. Okay. So it's like somebody, whoever these lovers are, okay, because then I put the 2 of Cups under Bagul. So these are somebody's parents, okay? I think Spirit is about to scare the shit out of them, and they're going to be invited to something that now they don't want to go to, because they invited you to a party that you never said you wanted to be a part of. Okay, and then I was listening, this Yellow Wolf song has been coming on over and over and over again. And like with him, I have to switch my songs up with him, because they'll play over and over and over again to the point where I get like crazy and then I can't listen to them anymore. So I have to switch my songs up. But this song has been playing in my head, and I'm pretty sure it's violin. And he's talking about these parties that his parents used to have. But he was a kid, so he remembers things. That's the thing, is like, you think a kid doesn't remember. Like, so many times a parent will go like, oh yeah, my kid's stupid, he doesn't remember anything, don't worry. Oh yeah, he's got eyes and ears and a mouth and he can talk, but like, he's dumb, like, no, he's not. Okay, you're dumb. Okay, your kids listen so much more than you think they. And I don't know, they scare me. So, and now I'm getting that, like, I don't know if you watched your parents party, like, and like, poor kid. I mean, my God, what that child must have seen. And like, sometimes, I feel like parents who have little boys, okay, will make them go through worse shit, like, watch them, like, because they think they're a little boy, so like, oh, I'll toughen you up, or this will make you tough, and it's like, you just, like, psychological warfare that, like, goes on in a kid's head after seeing people shooting up and fucking massive fires everywhere and fucking people shooting guns, and it's like you think, oh, a little boy would love that. It's like, it's like watching a country western. It's like, that little boy is a little boy. Like, what do you mean? Like, sure, I mean, it'll probably be great if he had all his friends around and they were playing cops and robbers with fake guns, and it was all fake with fake needles, but these are real people, and it's scary, and it's the middle of the night, and everyone's drunk, and like, where's your fucking parents? I don't know, somewhere outside, and you got to go and try to find them with all these strangers. And it's like, I feel like sometimes, parents give their kids these, I swear, medal of merits or something, okay, making them seem like they are so much bigger or so much higher, so much taller, so much older than what they really are, just to get away with whatever it is that they're doing, because they really shouldn't have had kids. Okay, and I do notice that, like, a lot of parents should not have kids. It doesn't matter that they have the ability to. It doesn't even matter that they're, kind of good at it. It's like, it doesn't mean you should have them. Like, did you just follow somebody else, or like, was it an accident? You just went through with it anyways, and like, your kids are kind of fine, but like, you hate your life. Like, there's such a better way that sometimes we can do things, and like, it looks like the shitty way because we give something up. But wouldn't you rather give something up than ruin its life? Like, wouldn't you rather try to give it another life instead of fuck it all up? Right? So it's I don't know. I don't know. Guilt trip. I think some of these parents are getting the invitation because of how much they guilt tripped you, how much they guilt tripped other people. Oh no, it's whatever. He's fine. He sees it all. He's fine with it. He just pissed himself, so I don't think any of this is okay. Now I'm getting The Exorcist, when Regan comes downstairs and she pisses herself. Like, she's obviously having a fucking problem with, moving to another country, following her fucking mom around. Now her dad's not there, okay? There's something in the fucking house that's haunting her, okay? And she fucking pisses herself because her mom won't stop having a goddamn party downstairs. Like, pay attention to your fucking kids. Ooh, this isn't good. Kiss the girls. Oh no. Ooh, I don't like that word girls on there. As we're talking about kids, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm about ready to head out with this message. Anything else? The sperm donor and the conjuring. Okay, so it seems like somebody's father gave them up, doned it, then left it, and then we got the conjuring, and then they were left in a house with a possessive, crazy fucking mother that might have tried to kill them multiple times. And that's really what it is with the conjuring. She summons women to kill their children, but in the movie, it's she possessed a woman to kill her son. Sperm donor, dad's gone, okay, because that's kind of what it was with Bathsheba. The husband wasn't there, and he just kept leaving the son with the mother at home all the time, while the mother is possessed, listening to a demonic energy tell her to kill her child. Okay, so we're just going to end it at that. Yep. Not doing this anymore, Spirit. That's enough of that shit. Sorry. Your dreams are going to tell you everything you need to know, okay? Unfortunately, I cannot continue with that message. It's fucking disgusting, but somebody's parents know what you went through, okay? Or the universe knows what you went through, and now they're about to put your parents through a world of fucking pain. So cheers to that. I had my snake out all morning this morning while we sat and watched videos, and he laid on my bed. Oh my God. My snake is so funny. He totally fucking pulled this move on me this morning, and I was like, that was impressive. So he was rolling around my bed, and his favorite thing to do is poop on my bed, okay? I don't know why, but it's his favorite place to shit, okay? So I took him out this morning. He was like doing his laps around the bed, and then he comes on, okay? He puts his head, how son of a bitch he is. He puts his head on my lap and just stares up at me. And normally he knows, like yesterday I caught him, I caught his poop in a napkin because that's how good I know when he's about to poop. I can actually catch my snake's poop in a napkin. It's crazy. He has to let me, obviously, but as long as I don't bother him while I do it, he doesn't care. He's shitting. He doesn't care. So yesterday I caught it, and today he's staring up at me, just giving me his little pearly eyes, right? And he's crapping on my bed while he's looking at me. So I think, oh, look how cute he is. Yeah, I'm petting him. And then I look over, and I knew, I was like, this is too good to be true. Like, why are you on my lap like this? And then I look over, I'm like, you son of a bitch. And then as soon as he finished, he crawled off me, and I was like, you fucking asshole. He knows that I don't like him pooping on my bed. So now I have to wash my fucking comforter. He's going to have to force me to wash my comforter. It's not even dirty. But now I have to wash it. And I have to go to the laundromat. He knows that. He knows I have to go to the laundromat. He's trying to get out of his enclosure right now. He wants to come out, and I'm like, you shit on my bed this morning while you were looking right at my face. You knew what you did. Come out, hang out with me right now. I'm not mad at him, but nope. You're staying in there right now. I do my other job. I do 2 jobs today. Actually, 3 jobs today. So after this, I'm done. I'm shutting down. Okay, next message. Take what resonates and leave the motherfucking rest. First card out. Michael Myers. He's been coming out a lot lately. And look at the Blair Witch. Oh, I think she did come out too today, but in a different reading. Halloween, baby. Then there's the Witch. Double Witch. Double Witch. Double Witch. What are you talking about there, Guten Tag? Ew, that's disgusting. Don't listen to other people talk shit about people you're banging, right? Because they're only talking shit, so then you become single. Then admitting to leading her on. I don't really understand telling me not to date her and then admitting to leading her on. I don't really know what you mean by the end of that, but like, gross. Stay away from your ex and date this new chick. I already like the way she sounds because I don't like your ex. Is this the one that broke into your Spotify? Creep. My Spotify just stopped working today. And then I put on the radio, and a bunch of Bowie songs were on. So I was like, okay, I forgive you. But my Spotify didn't work. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with Spotify, but like, it sucks. Is this a bitch that broke into your Spotify? Oh, I knew it. I don't like that girl. Get the hell away from her. I don't like her. You can do better than that. You can do better than that. Okay, so I kind of feel like the message I'm getting with this is I feel like, okay, I kind of feel like this could be you, Wolfgang Puck, okay? Listen to this. So this is about, okay, so I'm trying to get the analogy on Michael Myers here. Like, is he trying to scare somebody? Is he popping up? Is he doing something? Is he fucking around? Is he chasing somebody? Okay, so I feel like whoever somebody's pursuing, okay, there's this witch that wants to fuck with you. That's why I'm like, listen to this message, Wolfgang, okay? There's this witch that wants to fuck with you, okay, and stop you from going deep with somebody else, okay? Obviously, they know that there's something, I don't know. It's like they know you're very lovable because they're terrified that you're going to find somebody else. And then once you do, okay, once you dive in, that's it. You're never going to dive out again. So I think they know that. And I think that that's why they're so fucked up about it. They're like, I don't know if you're like wanting to go on a date with somebody or something like that. Spirit is like, do it. Like if you've been hesitant, okay, this is really what it is. If you've been hesitant going back and forth with dating somebody, okay, because all of a sudden you think about doing it and then you get these like weird feelings all of a sudden and you're like, you know, all this like shit comes to you, like what if this, what if that, and it's all what if bad things. Okay, that's this witch. And like she's coming in from two different point of views here, and I don't like it. Okay, because in one sense, I feel like this whoever this witch is, she has made like a legend about herself. Like, don't fuck with her, or bad things are gonna happen, or she'll make you sterile, or your dick will fall off. Okay, it's like a witch like that. And then on the other sense, it's like she's got people that she fucks with too that people are cautioned for. And I don't like that. I don't like people being cautioned about witches because, for one, like you're not supposed to use power to hurt people. So, hey, Two-Tone, okay? You're not supposed to use power to hurt people. So if that's what anybody's doing, then it's like, that's not good magic at all. Okay. So of course, but the only thing is like collective can break free from these energies, but you have to defeat them. Okay. Which would mean you can't listen to the voices that are trying to bring you on the other side. Okay. You can't be Carol Ann because they're going to whisper and they're trying to lure you away from this person because there's somebody around you that you want to, like, I don't know, cross the line with. I don't know, maybe you want to marry them. Maybe you want to actually finally, you know, move in with somebody or give it a shot, buy a trailer, okay? Something like do something, okay? But then there's this other thing that chases you around like, you can't do it, okay? They're not good enough for you, or, you know, you're not good enough for them, or, right? And then you just end up chasing people away from you. And that's what they want. They want you to feel like either you're too good for somebody, or they're not going to be good enough for you. They're going to cheat on you, or they're going to fuck you over, or they're going to do something to you. It's always about trying to lure your expectations from really kind of having like no expectations to very low, okay, to all of a sudden being like, well, they're not going to meet any of my expectations. Like, you know, I'm sure they probably don't even have nice breath, okay? And it's like, okay, now you're hearing like, you know, superficial things like their breath might smell in the morning, or what if they're around when you have to take a shit. If you're hearing superficial stuff like that, that's part of this other side. That's about the crew that wants to take you and put you in a place where you can't be touched by anybody. And if you've been single for a while, think about that. They want to bring you somewhere where nobody can get at you ever. Okay? And trust me, I've been there. I didn't have sex for 7 years. Then I had sex with one person because I was dating him. And now it's been another almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years again in August. I didn't even realize I was like going celibate again. I'm like, all right, this is what we're going to do this again. I wonder how long we're going to go this time. Okay. Honestly, because sex is just so fucking stupid sometimes. If that's the only thing that people are interested in, it's like, okay, see you later. I don't want to be here anymore. Okay. There's Escape. And you know what's weird? A fucking Ford Escape cut me off today and then went like 40 below the speed limit. And I was like, what are you, deaf, dumb, and blind? Like, get the fuck out of the way. So I found that ironic that now Escape comes out. And I remember this. She just cut me right off. I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this today. Don't worry. I don't have to be anywhere or anything in like 20 minutes. It's fine. Let me take the slow way. And Dinner in Reverse. You see what I mean? It's like somebody's tried to cut you off. They're trying to cut you off. They're using a book. And that's why you haven't asked this person to dinner. Because every time you go to ask them to dinner, you fucking pussy out. Celebration in Reverse. That's too bad. And then there's, you know what? Honestly, it really sucks. I tried to watch Friday the 13th the other day, and then I ended up accidentally downloading part 2. And then I realized I couldn't even watch part 1. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not watching part 2 without watching part 1. So then I just deleted it. I was like, great. All right, there goes my Friday the 13th experience because I haven't watched it in forever. Stupid. Okay, there's Friday the 13th. And tomorrow's Friday. Okay, tomorrow's Friday. So put it this way. I feel like this is kind of first person. If you have been wanting to ask somebody out, just fucking do it. Okay, just do it. Just do it. All right, get out of this stupid frame of mind that like you have to follow the rules on something. What rules? There are no goddamn fucking rules anymore, okay? There are no rules. This is bullshit. If you think there's fucking rules, then this relationship's not for you. Because not that relationships are about breaking the law or anything like that, okay? But like it definitely, you know, somebody does not want you to be with somebody. And like, I don't know what that means. I don't know if this is like a business arrangement, if this is, okay, like I'm on to something. And it's like, damn, what am I doing to you? Oh my God. So my sister and I went to this witchcraft store the other day because we're dealing with my stepmother, who's the witch that we finally fucking realized after like 35 years that it's my stepmother who's the witch. Okay. So I'm like, okay, we need to go and see our witches. And there's a group of witches that we can go and see not too far from where we live. And it was like spare of the moment. I'm like, we got to go see the witches. And she was like, my sister was like, okay, yeah, let's go see them. So we went to the store and it was weird because we walked in and there was a man working there. And I thought, that's weird. Do you guys have a warlock working here? Awesome. And he was so nice. He was like, you could tell his energy was just great. He was like pricing rocks and he was just in his own zone. Okay. My sister and I, we went there for a specific reason. Okay. Like we needed, I didn't know if that reason was to ignite the witches and start talking about it. Okay. Or if my sister and I were just going to do our magic and just completely go under the radar. Well, we did it under the radar. So we get into the witchcraft store. I'm on one side, my sister's on the other. Okay. And then the warlock's in the middle. And then one of the main witches comes walking into and like, you know, when a witch walks into a room, okay? So we're waiting for the witch to finally, and I'm like, I can't do this without the witch. Like, I would love to just be able to do this with a warlock. I really would, but we need 3 witches, okay? So, and this other fucking bitch was walking around, okay? And she was trying to claim to be the witch. And I was like, that's not a witch. Like, that's somebody who really wants attention. I could tell she really wanted attention. So when the witch walked in the room, I heard her voice. And this is the one I don't really know that well, but I know her voice really well. I turned around and I was like, that's it. I picked up something. The music shut off. The phone rang and then something dropped. And we stopped. And my sister goes, I just want to announce that the music stopped. And the warlock was playing the music on his phone. And he goes, I don't like that. I don't like that my phone just stopped. And then the witch picked up the phone. Guess who called? The owner, who's the witch of, like, the head of witches. Okay, like, the goosebumps on me are phenomenal right now. Okay, this is called divine timing. The master witch calls as we're in there. And we're all freaking out, okay? Because basically my sister and I just glitched the power in this store, okay? And made the main witch call, because she helped me with a stalker that I had about 5 years ago. And I've always remembered her since. And it's, if you but that's the thing, is if you think you have magical powers, okay, you most likely do, but you got to claim it. You can't be in one foot and out the other. You can't be like, oh yeah, I'm a witch, but I don't really believe in it, but I can do magical things. No, you either fucking believe in it and you go all in, or you don't, because that's when Spirit's going to show you, oh, you're a fucking witch, all right. Boom, power shut down. My sister and I are used to that kind of shit happening because it happens to us all the time. But this warlock wasn't okay with it. He was like, what, they just shut my phone down? And I'm like, oh God. Okay, and there always has to be one that disputes it. One that finally realizes, this is manipulation. Yeah, we know, which is why we just came here for help. Because our stepmother is the witch who follows us around. She acts like the third witch. She acts like she can do stuff as our third person. And that's why my sister and I can't hang out with girls. Because every time we try to get a friend and then we hang out as, like, you know, 3 girls, that person always tries to become this, like, powerful head of witches. Like, suddenly she's us, but yet she's mocking everything I do. She mocks my sisters, and it's happened like for 30 years straight. So it's like, it's not something I have to test anymore. It's something I know. Okay, it's not a theory. It's, you know, proven. Okay, so when we shut everything down, that was it. That was the end of it. No more fucking around, okay? No more thinking that you can, because I thought I was going to have to go there to get a witchcraft book to shut my stepmother down. But no, all I had to do was meet with the witches to start the catalyst, like basically catalyst, okay, domino effect of what's going to wipe my stepmother out, because I finally walked away from her spell, okay? This woman would get into my head, okay? There were multiple people that I tried to date in my past, okay, that my stepmother thought was so disgusting that she ruined relationships for me, okay? She was all about going to school, doing your 9 to 5, getting your diploma. I was dyslexic, okay? I barely made it through high school without fucking killing myself. My best friend killed herself at 16, and I was almost done and out of there at that point. Okay, I had such a fucking awful life that I can't even fucking believe I made it through school, let alone, you know, like, passed with, like, pretty good grades, but, like, I was taking cooking and photography and yearbook. Okay, that was my grade 12 year. It wasn't science and education and philosophy. And, you know, like, no, it was either I need tech classes or I'm out. Okay, and I ain't never coming back. Like, that's the thing. Okay. So she would infiltrate my head so bad to be like, if he doesn't have a 9 to 5, if he doesn't have his trader job, if he doesn't this, if he doesn't that, you can't date them. And like I say, I don't know if I talked about this the other day, but there were a couple millionaires I could have dated, and none of these guys that had money went to fucking school. Okay, honestly, you don't have to go to school to make money. One of my ex-boyfriends made a cleaning product that was so amazing. All he did was use natural cleaning products. He just came back from the war. He was all fucked up. He didn't know what to do. So he started, you know, mixing all these chemicals around, made the best cleaning product, and sold the patent for like $2.5 million. And I had just broken up with him. And I could have gotten back together with him, but I was like, I can't. I'm not going to get back together with a guy because he's got money. I wouldn't do that to myself. He was so messed up, like mentally, and he needed somebody so bad. And I was so fucked up mentally that I'm like, I can't do this. Like, trust me, things don't, like, if you've been through your tests, you don't have to go through them again. But somebody thinks you haven't been through it, right? Because when I was dating this guy back in the day, he was a security guard and he was in the army. So did that look like he had a lot of money? No, but he was driving around in a fucking 2000 Cadillac. So the guy had money. Like, I mean, why was he doing security at night, right? I mean, the army was paying him, okay? And then he turned out to be a millionaire, okay? So it's like sometimes, you know, honestly, like he didn't look the way that she wanted him to. So she would get into my head like a witch can do, okay? And start changing your thoughts. And now all of a sudden I didn't like Kyle. And now all of a sudden I don't want to date him. And now all of a sudden he's too good for me, or I'm too fucked up for him. So now I have to leave him to somebody better because she knew the money was coming in. And the thing is that I've had to actually stay away from people with money, okay? Because somehow my stepmother benefits off that. So I've really, like, for the most part, I mean, I've stayed single now for like basically 10 years because I really don't want to date. And everybody just seems to suck, okay, which really sucks. And then it's so superficial that when you do go on dates, other people just talk about their money, or suddenly they want to bang you and you don't want to bang them, and then you're a bitch and you don't see them ever again. It's like, it's really hard to find people once you're mature, because then it's like, okay, well, I'll just stay single if that's what's available, because I don't want that, okay? But there seems to be a lot of left over. And it doesn't matter if they've got 5 credit cards. I watched this fucking interview with this woman today. She was like an 80-year-old fucking widow. And she's like, well, and the guy goes, what's the key to your success? And she goes, well, I married rich when I was 25 and my husband died when I was 30. So start with that. And like, this bitch hasn't fucking worked a day in her life. That's what she said. She goes, I've stayed off work for 50 years now because of marrying rich and old. He was quite old when I married him. So she's like 25 years old, fucking married an 80-year-old. Like, now I'm like, ew. You know what she would have had to do to that old man? Gross. Like, I'd rather make my own money, bitch, and buy my own apartment, thanks. But, you know, superficial fucking bitches, obviously, if there's one out there, we're all of them, right? Fuck you. Okay, honestly, how about we want to become millionaires, not just fucking marry one? How about I want to make money too? Thanks, okay? Some stay-at-home barren wife, like, fuck you. Okay, so whoever this is, honestly, I feel like Spirit is telling you, whoever this is that you want to date or didn't give, you know, because at the same time, it's like, sometimes if they don't want people to know how much money they have, sometimes they will look poor. And it kind of is a testimony to people to be like, well, you're going to judge me if I don't have any money? Because you know how many people judge me just like by the way, it's just where I live, okay? Just where I live alone proves enough to people that if you won't walk into my apartment, you think I want to date you? Like, I live here. If you can't walk in, I live here. You can't just erase my apartment and be like, well, she's at my house, so she's clean. Well, my apartment's clean. So the house is falling apart. My place is clean, okay? So it's like, don't be superficial, because if you are superficial, then you might miss out on somebody who possibly could look like a bum around you. And they aren't. It's a fucking facade. And that's, you know, people do that because they've dated too many people that want their money. And that sucks. Because, like, I never remembered doing that. Like, growing up, it's so funny that it's, like, it's instilled in people so much. But, like, I never dated a guy ever in my past. And you know, before dating him, be like, I want to know where he lives, what car he drives, if he works. I just always remember being like, damn, he's fine. I want his number. It was never like, I wonder what his bank account looks like. I wonder if he's got credit. I want, you know, it was never like that. So like, why is it now? Like, is it because that's how people are being raised to look at the white or blue collar as opposed to the hot dude that the fucking head is walking on? You know, like, I'm just like, what? Like, not looking like everyone wants to be Pretty Woman or some shit like that, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't be superficial, because you can sell yourself really short on that shit, okay? And that's going to really suck, because that would just really suck. That would mean that you haven't passed a test, you know? Because that's the thing. Like, if you do have money, you have to realize that you have to trust people with it. Because there are a lot of people out there with money, okay? A lot of people out there with money. And if you can't be comfortable with it, and if that's what wants to rule you, then just know, like, you'll probably get like a really shitty relationship, but you'll have money. Other people who aren't really looking for the money, they kind of want the connection more than the money, and they're kind of willing to work until the end, then money's not really a thing. Like, you can't, I mean, if somebody pissed me off, okay, who I was dating, do you think they'd be able to buy me something to make me feel better? Okay, been there, done that. That means absolute jack shit to me, okay, is what you can buy with a credit card. Okay, I want to hear the words that come out of your mouth that I trust and hear, I'm sorry. Okay. The superficial people, please sit down and back the fuck away. Banking and financials. The fuck? I can't make this up if I tried, people. You have stepped into the most magical tarot channel on the face of the fucking earth. Okay? So welcome if y'all haven't met me yet, okay? Because I'm about to blow y'all's mind right now with my mad tarot skills. Okay, so we are dealing with some financials here, which I had a feeling we were going to. Then we have make a choice. Somebody doesn't want to make a choice, again, because this banking financial bullshit, okay? Fire angry, as above, so below. So someone's about to explode below the surface. They're ready to explode over some type of financial situation. Okay. Make a wish in reverse. Police. Oh, Ace of Swords in reverse. Boss, controlling woman. Ooh, nasty. Okay. So now we have this fire angry controlling biatch, okay, who is getting the cops called on her because she lied. I just realized banking and financials is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this queen woman here, she lied, and she made a wish to take your money that was on the surface. So this could be there was a chunk of money that was lined up in kind of like in check form, okay, that was supposed to make it to you. This queen took that money, took that check. She took something in the physical world, okay? She could have been like, kind of trying to figure out the like emotional state of this woman, because it's kind of like she's really hard to read because she's jumping from emotions. You know, she's sad, then she says she's angry to defend herself. Then she's sad again. Then she's angry. It's like, pick a fucking emotion and go with it. Why are you jumping? The jumping is what's making me nervous, because usually when people are sad and crying, okay, They're not suddenly laughing or scolding. Okay? Like normally, you know, when you're crying, it's like it takes you a little while to kind of like, you know, get all that pressure out of your head first, kind of then figure out like what the fuck is going on. Okay, ground yourself again. This person, by going from emotion to emotion, like huge emotions, not just little ones. These are huge bipolar shifts. That is what I don't like, because that's the elephant in the room. Okay, that's letting me know that they're full of shit. Because again, a normal person wouldn't jump, right? It's almost like they're being questioned. So then they'll start to cry while they're answering a question. And then somebody will say, oh, okay, so you did like that? They're like, no, that's not what I said. And it's like, you were just crying. Why are you suddenly now getting defensive, right? Because if you were crying and maybe you just said it wrong, you'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. It was like this. But the snap of defensiveness worries me. It's this Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay? It's like, what are you fucking doing? You're fucking, I don't like you. You're lying about something. This person's being fishy. And they made a choice, and they shouldn't have. This was not a choice that they were supposed to make. Okay, High Priestess, knowing with Irish. I don't know if this person's Irish. Irish are fucking cheap, okay? So go figure that. I don't know, man. This High Priestess knowing. This woman knows how to, maybe her husband is Irish. Maybe he's a drunk. Maybe he's, you know, just pussy farts and fucking Jaeger bomb shots. Like, I don't fucking know. Okay, maybe they're just like riding this wave of like, I get drunk, I fuck my wife, I don't care if my wife's a monster and ruins everybody's life, I get mine, you get yours, and like pieces out. That kind of be a little bit of an Irish thing to do, not gonna lie. And like, I can't say this person's, you know, I don't know, better or worse for it. I'm just saying this is how it seems like he is. Okay. Infatuated, won't move on. Six of Swords. Okay, so Six of Swords is about moving on, you know, like whether you fucking really want to or not, it's going to be comfortable as fuck, but like you got to move on. You got to get away. You got to get to bigger waters. You got to, you know, free yourself. This person is like stuck on you. They're like stuck on this money, mistreatment. They will not fucking stop fucking you over. Okay, they want you completely left alone. They want you all alone. Like they this is something that police should be called about. And the thing is like, I don't know what you're gonna find out. Okay, like I'm getting Boston now. I don't know if you know people that live in Boston, because like a lot of Irish people live in Boston. That's a lot of Irish settled in Boston. So, like, I don't know. Steal your gold? This bitch wants to steal your gold. Like, it's like she's showing up as a fucking little leprechaun, you know? And you're like, oof. Oof. Like, 3 queens, you know? That's the Queen of Wands that's coming up as the High Priestess. Eye for an eye. Tooth for fucking tooth. You know that saying. You take my gold, I come and I take yours. Romantic card, no. There's no type of romantic situation with this person whatsoever. There's gang stalking. They're stalking you like a motherfucker. Like, what? They're watching you. They're stalking you. They can't leave you alone. They're trying to take your money. They want your banking and financials. Okay, spiritual practitioner with happy moments. Okay, so it seems like, and I know a lot of the collective fucking can read thoughts, okay? You're all spiritual gurus, okay? Remember that. So a spiritual practitioner, happy moments in reverse, it seems like our spiritual practitioners are being put in situations where they, you know, they wouldn't volunteer for, they wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'll totally line up and do that for you. No problem. No. Okay. No. And they like volunteered you to do shit like, oh yeah, this person would totally do this. Okay. They'll totally take the mistreatment, obviously. Right. They're here for us. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, there's STD. This person's fucking sick. Okay. Kid in a candy store, long hard harvest. This person, whoever this person is very sick and twisted. They have some type of sexual, I don't know, something attached sexually to their root chakra. They could be permanently sick, like herpes or something like that. Okay. Herpes actually does go away. So I don't think that's it then. I think hepatitis, isn't that hepatitis hangs around? So I was literally just watching, this thing popped up on Instagram, and this lady's like, do you know that herpes is 100% curable? And then like I know somebody that used to get cold sores as a kid, and like by the time she was like 20, 25 or something like that, she never got a cold sore again. Like, and I don't think she ever has. I mean, she knows the onset of one, and she'll put some medication on it or something like that. And then most times she's like, I think it was just a tingle on my lip. And she gets so kind of paranoid about it because then she forgets about it. But so that's why I think like it's hepatitis or something, because I feel like hepatitis is one of the only STDs that like you can live with, or venereal diseases that you can live with, minus AIDS or HIV. Once you get AIDS, you usually will succumb to your disease, but HIV you can live with. I don't know, man. Maybe they got fucking HIV. Maybe got the HIV. I don't fucking know. It seems like, I don't know, maybe they got something. Okay, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they got something back in the day or something like that. Okay? And it, like, got into their head. They get syphilis. I mean, fucking Hitler had that shit. Look what he did. That guy was fucking crazy. Going buck wild. That's kind of what he did. Okay, so it's like this person has had the ability to do the right thing, leave you alone, walk away, stop lying, stop fucking with you, stop stalking you. Okay, if they were so pissed off about you getting money, then they could have, hired an attorney or a lawyer or something like that. Okay, and possibly, I don't even know if I got that. There's nothing here. They could have like hired a lawyer or something like that and talked to them about this money, if they really didn't think that you wanted it. But like, I feel like whatever, now I'm getting Sons of Anarchy, and that would be the whole retaliation. Like, I do feel like somebody's, I don't know, fucked with a will or an inheritance or something just to fuck with you, just to mistreat you, it's almost like, you know what I feel like? It's like those foster kids that always get sent back to the homes, like they never get families. They just always keep getting sent back. Like they just think every time that there's something wrong with them, like why a family won't just love them. And that's what I feel with this person. Like, this was your family and they just either kept sending you away, or, they had the room and they just didn't want to give it to you, like you had to find your way somewhere else. And it was just, it's so abusive. It's abusive. And people will say, well, I had to show you, or, like you think your road was tough. You wouldn't imagine what my road was like. I had to walk uphill 10 miles to get to school. And all that is them noticing that they abused you in a situation, but because they got abused by other people in a situation and nothing happened to them, it's okay that they abused you in a situation. When last I heard, just because somebody's daddy beats them up when they're a kid, doesn't give them permission to 30 years later beat their kid because daddy beat them. It's called go and get the bat and go and meet dad. Because I bet you he's 60, 70, 80 fucking years old now. You can take your shit out on him instead of beating your fucking kid. But heaven forbid we deal with things properly. Well, no. We must fuck with our own because it happened to us. Like, Talk about eye for an eye. But, you know, like, this is a fucked up eye for an eye. This is like, my eyes saw it so you can see it. But your eyes weren't supposed to see it. And why are you going to make me? Oh, I need a lesson learned. Do I? Do I need a lesson learned? Oh, infuriation is taking over my body. I fucking hate people. I mean, I love them, but like, this is just ridiculous. Oh, I like that. Eye for an eye, the world goes. Blind eye for an ear, that's a lesson to hold dear. Good job! Favorite quote of the night goes to Wolfgang Puck, a.k.a. Wolf Heart Games. Well, that's the thing. You either fucking wake the fuck up or you don't, right? You either get with the program or... yeah. You're just a sheep among sheep. You know what I mean? We need them wolves. Stay-at-home parent. Every time I read this card, it says stay-at-home parent. The first word to me always looks like story. Story of, and then I want to say story of the year, which is a band. Story of the year. Covert narcissist. I don't know. Maybe you have a band. Maybe you used to have a punk band back in the day and your stupid fucking parents said that you couldn't have it. So they kept grandpa's inheritance from you, thinking that if they gave you this money that you would start your band and fucking, you know, take off the world. So they were like, no, if they're not going to go to school with this money, they're not getting it at all. So then they took it away from you. Well, now watch them die. Watch them all die, motherfuckers die, motherfuckers die. All right, let's roll the dice. South Node, Leo, and the third house. We walking away from something. Stronger to walk away than to stay. My third eye just got so itchy. Third eye light up, third eye light up. Oh man, I was watching this X-Files episode. It's the beginning of season 6 or the beginning of season 7, and Mulder's in this like coma because he touched this alien ship and it activated his third eye. So his psychic senses were so advanced that his own body and mind couldn't wake up because he was too psychic. It really got boring. So I turned that episode off and turned on a different one. My favorite episode of X-Files is this episode called The Host. It's season 2. And it's about this man organism that lives in the sewers and it bites people. And then you get these fluke. Oh, it's called fluke. And these worms come out of your mouth. Woo! I watched it last night. I need to find shows to watch. I have like nothing to do and I fucking hate TV, so I have to go back. So now I'm watching King of Queens now again, and I'm watching the X-Files. Love it. Okay. So, and then I'm probably going to watch The Shield after that because I got to watch The Shield again. I haven't watched it for like a couple years. But I think I watched that episode, and what was weird is that X-Files just turned on season 7 for me. Like there was some weird robot in my phone, but like I know there isn't because I got them out. So it really just opened up season 7 for some fucking reason. Anyways, and it was about Mulder and his psychic senses. Okay. Now, the third house is Gemini, communication, Mercury energy, okay? Everyday routine, short journeys, okay? I feel like somebody is going on, like they're leaving something behind with the South Node, okay? Leo intact, because I believe that it would be your inner strength. Somebody needs to find their inner strength, okay? Not what they feel is the right thing to do. This is bigger than that, okay? Because the right thing to do, it kind of seems like could be fucking you, okay? Because, you know, what's right for somebody else could screw you over, okay? So think of it this way. Don't think about what's best for somebody else, okay? Because if that's what you've been going off of, what's been better for somebody else this whole time, then once you walk away from that, like the strength that's going to overcome you is going to be incredible. Because so many people give their strength away in relationship because they don't know what a real relationship is. Okay, they think that a lot of it is having to sacrifice, and that's not what relationship is. Like, of course, there are sacrifices that need to be made, but those are everyday sacrifices that you're happy to do. Like, you know, get out of the bathroom when somebody needs to take a shit. Okay, like we don't have to go out of our way to be good people in relationship. Okay, if it's natural and then it's easy, then it will come to you. That's why I feel like once somebody walks away from something and realizes that their inner strength truly lies in them, they will communicate. There's something I don't want to say there's something wrong with their communication skills or something like that, but I feel like, I don't know, there's something, their Mercury is like backed up or something, their third house is backed up or something like that. Like, this could be a sibling, okay, that you walk away from because, you know, you're evolving. Ooh, 10 of Cups in reverse. Or, sorry, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. That would be, you know, kind of working with family. Maybe somebody can't work with their family anymore. Not everybody's family is good. And it really sucks because when you find out about the families that sacrifice for themselves, like there's this pita place that I've been going to for 30 years, okay? And it's this family, this Greek family that owns it. And I worked with the son in a factory for a little while, which is how I find out about the pita place. And now he's been working there since we were the factory's been closed now for like 18 years. So he's been working there full time, and his mother is always on the cash. Nobody else does the cash, only mom. He's always making the pitas. And then his father's getting a little older now. His father would usually be making the meat and stuff, but now he kind of just wanders. You know, he's that man that wanders around, you know, right? This guy's probably a wizard too. He's just watching people and he's shaking everybody's hand, you know, like very, very respectful. You know, he knows me just for seeing my face. He always smiles. Hi, how are you? You know, the guy knows how to make my pita. I don't even have to fucking say it. Just puts it all together for me. Okay. And like, they just work so well. Okay, that, you know, this man has managed to bond with his customers that he's been serving for 20 years. Okay. And then there's other places that open up companies and people will open up companies and fucking string themselves out and work as hard as they can. And they can't find a fucking single family member in sight to help them, you know, for the littlest bit of time, because that family member wants to be paid right away. Or how am I going to get paid? Where are you going to give me the money? I just can't give you free time. It's like, what happened to fucking sanctities and families and fucking giving a shit about people and helping them? Like, you know what I realized? Like, growing up, I realized that my stepmother never helped me. My father never helped me. You know, I would ask them for help and they would tell me to do it on my own. Figure it out on your own. They were busy. They had something to do, you know, and it was so fucking rude because they had the answer right there. They could help me. They could teach me. But instead of teaching me, that would have taken time out of their day. Okay, then, you know, I had learned it on myself. And then most times, because I had to learn it by myself, I didn't. Because I'm like, why? Like, I'm supposed to be being taught this. Why am I not being taught this? Why do I have to try to figure it out on my own? That's not where we come from. Okay, that's not why we have families. Why do we have a mom and a dad and fucking family all around us if we had to do everything alone? Okay, it's hypocritical and it's people getting off on technicality so then they don't actually have to do the fucking jobs that they put themselves here to do. Okay, which really sucks because a lot of it is parents. Then suddenly, it's all fun and games fucking the mom, getting a freak on until, the mom becomes pregnant and then it's like, it's all her fault. How? You're the one with the stick and the glue. How is she the one that's fucked? You know what I mean? Like, but, oh no, because you're going to leave her with the package while you go peace out. Let me guess. I just want to make sure I know, when I wake up that you're going to be gone for sure. Because now all of a sudden it's too much for you to handle. I'm sorry that your dick slipped and fell into my vagina and jerked itself off and made me pregnant. But we'll work on that later. I guess I am magical as fucking just jerk people's dicks off. And they don't have to do anything. Holy fucking wizards you guys are, eh? But, there's the classy and then the trashy. Apparently, we're dealing with some fucking level grade A trash. Here's High Priestess with the Ace of Wands. It's like sometimes you gotta look at this intuitively. There are snakes around, okay? And sometimes we need to siphon the right information, the right sources, okay? If you're channeling with spirit or if you're asking help or you're listening, you're praying and you start hearing somebody answer back, you have to listen to your higher self on that information. If it's very negative, unnecessary information, in one ear, out the other, okay? You don't need to hold on to that shit. You can let it go, okay? Hold on to the information that sets you apart, that actually, fundamentally helps you in some way, and it's not just frivolous information that Bye, Two-Tone. Peace. Okay, I don't know what's going on with you, but just chill your ass out if you're chill. I don't know what that means, but you can see my third eye. Of course, it's right here. I'm not trying to hide it from anybody. I don't know what you want to do about him, Wolfgang. You keep an eye on him. No, it was buffering on my side. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, I have all my internet hooked up right now, so sometimes the Wi-Fi drops, but I have my own internet on, so I don't know what the hell's going on. I think it's this 80 person that's clearing, I don't know, they're probably just trying to block the energy. I don't really know what's going on with this person, if they're being angry or not, but when people get angry, then all of a sudden they try to shut my channel down, and I think he brought a little, I'm gone, sorry, I'm out. Okay. See ya later, buddy, because you're kind of fucking with the energy here. I don't really know what the heck is going on with you, buddy, but I am sorry if you feel like you can't be here, but we're just going to put you on a 24-hour pause, and if you want to come back another day with a better attitude, then great. But you're definitely not the only ones supporting me on here, because I don't really care if anybody writes, because I know you're all supporting me. So no need to get angry. This is not a place of violence. This is a place of peace, harmony, and a lot of information and telling on people. Because I like to be a little narc on these little motherfuckers that think they can do witchcraft, and a witch isn't going to find out about it. Hence the word witchcraft. Witches, no. Oh, sad, sad people. 120.07. Wow. Okay. I did not think I was going to go live for this long. 3 of coins. It was on the bottom of the deck. Son of a bitch. And it still came out. And that I just put it beside the third house, which would be the third house of Gemini. So I feel like this is a new team. Okay. So if there is a family member problem or a problem with authority or a problem with somebody in the batch, like we just dealt with, okay, sometimes we have rotten apples in the batch. Okay, they don't start off rotten, but, if they get, I don't know what happened with that person, But, you know, obviously they had their reason to suddenly start freaking out. Okay. And that's going to be this person, you know, like we have anybody who owns a business, you have a right to hire and fire whoever you may choose. If that's family, it's going to suck, but it's your will. If it's friends, it's your, you know, business. You got to do what you got to do. If you want to hire friends, it's going to be your responsibility to fucking fire them. Okay. Use your higher intuition because you're the one in charge. Ace of Wands. Okay. And it seems like somebody's up here, okay, could be public eye, that, or could be star, okay, and then you've got the two people who had to deal with, okay, that you built a business with, or you had a little bit of money with, or you trusted with your company, you know, just let bygones be bygones. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You tried, okay, especially, I mean, if you hire family and it doesn't work out, just know you're better for it to try to get them help. Okay, then just leaving them on the side of the road like everybody else does. Okay, if they fucked you over for it, that's their karma. Okay, you fulfill your karma. Okay, other people, you don't need to show anybody what the law is. Okay, you don't need to tell anybody you need a lesson to learn, blah, blah. Okay, you just need to fucking stay in your own goddamn lane. Okay, and make good choices for yourself. Okay, and your life will reflect those choices, right? Use your intuition, speak to yourself, listen to your higher self, beware of the snakes around you, okay? And really channel yourself, you know, and channel whoever it is that you're talking to up there, you know what I mean? I just heard somebody cough, so that was a confirmation. There's a lot of wisdom to attain here. The moon, but the moon in reverse, which I find nothing than ironic, okay, that it's this high priestess energy with the moon. Somebody doesn't really truly know how to listen to themselves and to the guidance that they're being given, okay? And that's just a matter of working with your third eye and working with spirits around you and trusting what you hear, you know? Like, you have to trust when spirit starts to communicate with you that the things that they say, you know, it's going to be kind of fucked up, especially if they say, like, yo, chill, you get to a car accident. Yo, chill, you could get into a car accident. Oh my God, Monica, I was just thinking about you. You know why I was just thinking about you? Because this is the deck of cards that I bought with your money that you donated. I haven't read your emails yet. I haven't even fucking been home, really, because I've been working, but at least you got my one. I made sure I wrote you that one back right away because I thought that one was important. But the other ones I will read today because I actually have my Gmail open now, so... But I was like, man, Monica should be here when I'm reading these damn cards because I bought them with your money. But, you know, you had to show up right as I started using them because you're telepathic. Okay. So there's the Knight of Wands and then the Five of Coins and then the Nurturer of Cups and the Teacher. Okay. You got it. Like Spirit is trying to teach you. Okay, and maybe you do go to a temple or something like that to pray or something like that. Okay, really what their spirit is saying is action is motto right now. Okay, action is where it's at. You need to put your money where your mouth is. Okay, you need to get walking, not talking. You need to get doing shit and not thinking about, you know, who just fucked you over. That doesn't matter. Okay, now we're thinking about the future because now whoever just fucked you over, okay, now there's open ground for new people to come in and fuck you over. Okay, so now stop thinking about what happened, get those borders up again, okay, and get learning something. Because now it's like somebody needs to learn how to nurture themselves and nurture what they have because they have quite a bit. Okay, but they don't feel like they do because they're not connected to it. Okay, like somebody, you know, if you've got like furniture around you and stuff that was all made in Taiwan and, you know, put together by IKEA and stuff, then you might not be able to feel a lot of connection around you. You know, you got to get wood around you. And again, you know, you need to get antiques around you. You need to get into older buildings. You need to, like, that's why I'm like, I don't know if someone's going to go to a temple or something like that and pray or open up their third eye or honestly, the way that I opened up my third eye, I ate mushrooms. So many mushrooms. I bought a pound of mushrooms, a pound. Yes, you heard it correct. Cost me $2,600. I bought a pound of mushrooms and ate them for 4 years. Or was it 2 years? I sold a lot because I was like, I'm never going to eat this much. And then I would give them to people and they'd be like, these are the best mushrooms in the world. I'm like, yeah, because they come from BC. I don't even know how I got them. It was a massive delivery from the universe. And I just mushroom trip after mushroom trip after mushroom trip until my third eye was so open, like Mulder in that episode of X-Files. I had to like not talk to people for a year straight after that. Like I was fucked. Like I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I remember tripping out so bad on mushrooms once. I left my body for probably 5 hours and I went to Pluto. This was like 7 years ago. I went to Pluto and I came back and I told my sister, I was like, I went to Pluto. And she was like, well, thanks for leaving me behind. And I was like, I'm still high. Are you mad? And she was a little mad that I went to Pluto without her. And I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know how it happened. Okay, I was here and then I was fucking gone, bro. Like, my third eye has never been more. I mean, I've tamed it now. Obviously, that was, like I said, 7 years ago, I think. And my third eye, I had already opened it about 3 years before that, or 4 years before that. But I was very scared. Like, I was very, very scared to open up my third eye. I was very scared to... I don't know why I was so terrified of it. I mean, nothing's really changed other than the fact that I can fucking read people like a motherfucker. And I can like tell the future and I can just put myself into bind. I don't know. I guess, yeah, there's been a lot of pros than there have been cons with this journey of awakening. But I honestly, I would suggest anybody doing it. Not binge eating mushrooms or anything, but definitely, you know, I mean, there are some of the best psychedelic teachers on YouTube. Obviously they're all older men because fucking women just suck for some reason. And it sucks as men are so much cooler and they like, fuck, there's these men that just, I mean, out in BC, like people just eat that shit every day. Like when I was living in BC, I microdosed with mushrooms every fucking day. I took a little piece and I was able to survive. I moved to BC Island by myself with like $4,000. No plan, no nothing, a fucking tent. Like I was psycho. I was fucking crazy. Okay. If I didn't have mushrooms, I would never have made it home. But it was a different trip, you know, like I didn't go there to move. I went there to find myself. And I didn't need anything else. I could get rid of everything in my apartment because I didn't need it, right? I needed a different life. And ever since then, I've basically been living with my sister. And it was just always been cheaper now than having all these things all on my own, living on my own, working all week, you know, so then no one's at my place. So my apartment was just always empty. So I'm like, why do I have this apartment that's constantly empty because I work? Now when I go to work, my sister's at home. And for the most part, when she goes to work, I'm at home because we work really weird shifts. So it's kind of nice. You know, there's always somebody at my house. And I'm like, well, now I don't, you know, like, why do you have to live alone? Like, I feel like people, you know, put that pressure on themselves to look a certain way and do all this shit. And it's like, you know, I feel like the more pressure that you have from outside source, the less you're connected to yourself. So maybe somebody needs to lose some things in the material world because those things are blocking them. You know, like, why learn to make a smoothie all from scratch when either you've got somebody who makes them or you buy this really awesome one at the grocery store or you have like a booster juice down the road, right? There's always going to be an easier way to do it. Why not just learn how to do it yourself, right? Because we have to slow down sometimes and listen to ourselves and not just give it away or, you know, take out all the time or whatever's convenient. Because let me tell you, this awakening, whatever this is, leaving something behind and heading towards something, this is anything short of being lazy. Okay, this is going to be the most productive time that somebody has ever had in their life. So there's no, like, you can't be thinking about the past and that's fucked you over. There's no time to think about that. Okay, there's new team, there's new people, there's new ideas, there's new information, there's new wisdom being bestowed, there's new chapters, you know, old endings, there's, you know, so many things that are going to happen, that to hold on to old paradigms of, well, I didn't know this, or I didn't know that, or I don't understand this. It's like, well, throw everything out the window that you know, think you don't know or that you do know, and, you know, start from scratch. People who claim to know everything are boring, okay? People who are excited to expand their minds and ask questions and want to get information, those people, you know, I was driving today and I was like, oh my God, I was thinking about Yellow Wolf. I don't know why I've been thinking about Yellow Wolf so much these days, but he's basically the only person in the entire world that I find attractive. And that is saying a lot, because I used to find so many people attractive, and now I don't find anybody attractive. Only him. And I don't know why. So I was thinking about, I was driving home and I think I was thinking about him, and I went like, you know, I do like, I mean, I can't date people who are boring. You know, I can't date people who are, you know, white collar, go to work every day, you know, had the perfect grow up and like the perfect parents and the perfect situation and the perfect this. I can't be with somebody like that, because I have scars like everywhere. Okay, I have scars that you can't see. I have scars that you can see. I have burns. I have wounds. I have, you know, trauma. I have all this shit that to be with somebody who's like, I had a pretty perfect life, I'd be like, I didn't. Okay. And I don't know. They do say opposites attract. So who the fuck knows? But at the same time, I was thinking, you know, I do like them, you know, scarred up. I like them rough. You know, I like them with a little dirt on them. You know, and like, I just never really found a man in a suit attractive. And some people are like, are you crazy? A guy in a suit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe some people are like Andy Garcia and they can rock a fucking suit and a tie and one of those little watches, okay, and be smoking hot. Well, others can, you know, wear a suit. And I'm like, why is it that every dude that gets married wears like the ugliest suit? It's so generic. It's so... That's what's on every single cover. Like, the woman has to make this whole thing about her dress and blah, blah, blah. But the guy comes out in the most boringest black and white suit. Oh, but he's got a gold tie and a little cuffer band and a flower. Like, what the fuck? Why do men not care about how they look? You know what I mean? I don't know where we're going with this. Maybe somebody's got I don't know. Spirit, it just makes me say the weirdest things sometimes. And I'm like, why are we just talking about that? And like, I could have just went on and on and on and on and on and on. And like, I don't really know what I was talking about. And, you know, I worked for this guy once, and he was with this woman. They actually started dating in their early 20s. I started working for him. He was in his early 40s. So they had been together for 20 some odd years. And for some reason, they decided to get married. And it was like this huge thing because they'd been together for so long with a kid and everything. And they just never wanted to get married. Some people just don't want to get married. But then they all of a sudden decided to. And they went to like Hawaii, I think, and got married. And oh my God, my manager, he looked so good. He brought in the pictures. And I was like, did you fucking get a suit like every douchebag? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh my God, show me. And he's like, okay, I went to the fucking mall, and he ended up getting this, it's kind of like a suit, okay, but made almost of like that potato mesh, you know, those, okay, so, but it was like this off-white color, okay, like he wanted something, you know, that was breathable because they were on the beach, right? So he got this like really nice, like Cabana white shirt. I was like, okay, that makes sense because they would have something like that. Anyways, I forget where he said he bought it, but he looked so fucking good. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that, you look amazing. I think he even top hatted it. I think he even found a fucking hat, the same color, like a black band, And he looked so good. And I was like, fucking right, dude. Like, he didn't want to look like a fucking idiot. And I'm like, I was so proud of him. He's like, yeah, my wife really liked it. I'm like, yeah, well, she picked a great guy. Can you tell her next time, save her for somebody else? Anyways, I feel like a spider is crawling on my leg. I think it's just a head hair, but I don't know where it is. Oh, I got it. Okay, good. Woof. I really thought it was a spider. There is a spider making a web right there. I found it yesterday. Oh, I thought it was on the wall. Isn't that magical as fuck? It just started making a web right there, and I'm just not going to touch it. That's it. Not going to touch it. And I think that's it for the readings. I think I'm good. 1:36:48. Jesus Christ. I think I've been up since like 6 o'clock in the morning. My snake was up at 6 a.m. So it was bag skate pussies at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh my God, he went back to bed. Thank God. My snake is like on crack right now. He just won't sleep. He's always awake. So yeah, probably gonna go watch some X-Files and chill the fuck out. Thanks for watching, everybody. This is a pretty dope reading, I'm not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun with this one, so thanks everybody for being here. Always send your telepathic communications into this girl. All right, send your questions in so I can answer them. I will be around tomorrow. I will have to do the live early because I have to work. It's going to be a pretty busy schedule. So I will be around tomorrow during the day. So if you catch me live, you do. If not, too bad, so sad. It will be recorded irregardless. So peace out. Have a good night. And tomorrow, no. Tomorrow's Friday the 13th. Okay. So we will definitely go live during the day. And then we might also go live at night. Because it's fucking Friday the 13th. And we're just in the fucking full moon energy. There are going to be some crazies out tonight, people, after 12 a.m. So be careful. And I will see you all tomorrow. Ooh, I'm kind of excited. I'm not going to lie. I did not know that tomorrow was Friday the 13th. Maybe why I want to watch Friday the 13th. I knew one was coming. I forgot. Anyways, psychic fucking illusions for you. There you go. Peace out. Word to your mothers. Have a good one. Thanks for being here.